Whatto chaps, I'm MagicalMike, this is Dark Souls 2, and we're going to go and fight the Dual Pursuers in New Game Plus 2. So I'm going to buff up Sacred Oath and Sunlight Blade here, and what I'm going to do immediately is run in here, and I'll explain this in a minute, and dual attack this guy just to poison him immediately with the two poison manslayers that I've got. So if you're lost on what the hell's going on, this is a thing that only appears in New Game Plus and beyond, and if you get hit by that blue sword attack, you'll be cursed and one of these guys will disappear, making the fight a lot easier. But I didn't want to do that. The amount of times I actually got hit by that attack was... it was frequent. I got hit by that a ton of times. And every time I did that I reset the fight. I either killed myself or just ran away, so that I could fight these two legitimately. The challenge here is to just beat two of these guys at once. And if you fought the Pursuer at all in any of the game beforehand, then you will realise that he's not such a difficult boss, but when you put two of them in a room together, the frequency of attacks that actually come out from these guys is huge. They attack constantly, and you've got to be aware of where they're at all the time. They fly at you, and very rarely do they sync up their attacks like that. When they do sync up their attacks like that, it's a very good opportunity to actually get some damage in. But the rest of the time you find yourself trying to clip some in like that, and occasionally you get a bit greedy and you take a hit. Unfortunately I can't take that many hits because, for example, that attack that the back guy just did, or the big vertical slash, if those two attacks hit me, I'll probably take just over half my health in damage. And obviously that blue sword curse attack thing will do a lot of damage. I don't want to get hit by that just to avoid the avoid one guy running away from me, and it's unblockable as well. As you see, I'm actually using my shield quite a lot in this fight. A lot of the attacks I can't block either, and it's actually more efficient to dodge these attacks, and that's a one-off attack that he doesn't normally do all that often. It's more efficient to dodge these attacks because blocking will consume a lot of stamina, and if you don't block you take a lot of damage. I want to talk about the healing in just a second, but that shield bash there is something you definitely don't want to be blocking, because it takes all of your stamina and it staggers you for a time, so you don't want to do that. Very dangerous. So, as I said, just rolling is much more efficient. The difficulty in this fight comes from simply having two guys to worry about, and having to keep an eye on both of them at once and pick your timings on when you want to attack and when you want to dodge very well. So there's a few moments in this fight where there's very bum clenchy moments, like that one for example. It's a very good. There were so many. I think this fight took me about 2 hours on stream to get right, which is, again, obviously while the quality of this video isn't too good because I've had to render it and re-render it and download it from the stream a couple of times. And I forgot what I was saying. Healing. That's a good segue into healing. The timing of these attacks is, because they do completely different combos and different attacks all the time, you can't simply get a load of distance on them to avoid everything. So simply running away from them isn't really going to help that much, because they can fly at you and close that gap. Whoa, that was close. They can close that gap very easily with that attack there. So you wanna try and find and pick your timings to heal and attack very carefully. And because healing takes so long, and because they do so much damage if they punish you while you're healing, it means that if you heal and still take a hit, you've probably not come out of that for the better. But if you can pick your timings and learn properly and figure stuff out as you go, then this fight becomes a lot easier over time, and if you can get one of the guys down, then you're left with one guy to deal with, one guy to think about, and overall the fight becomes much easier when you're down to one dude. So I've swapped back to dual wielding. Well, I say back to dual wielding, I wasn't dual wielding in the first place, but I'm dual wielding now so that I can get some poison in and I got greedy there, so my stamina ran out and I couldn't avoid that attack. And this one was just bad timing. One more hit will kill me, so I'm being incredibly careful right now. I just want to make sure that he doesn't attack like that I can heal quite safely off of. But back to dual wielding now for some reason. Oh, right, yeah, the fact that I'm using Manslayers to do this is because poison is incredibly useful in this fight when you don't have much room to attack. And that's the end of the video. I will let you hear my reaction after I unmute my mic from the stream. Yes! Oh, I fucking did it! Oh, that was hard. That was pretty damn hard and bloody expensive.